Guys, it's kind of hard to believe, but it is day 14 of Coronagate, so it is 2 weeks since the Prime Minister said that we shouldn't be gathering in mass gatherings and that we should be looking at our non-essential travel. And I've just decided to kind of go outside and have a brew, and I thought I'd record this vlog quickly out here and try and get it up before you key workers all start at 9 o'clock or whatever. Just want to say great big shout out to you key workers as well. And I'm not sure what you've been doing over these 2 weeks. Over the last couple of days, what I've been doing is I've been listening to sermons on the book of Daniel, and I've been reading the book of Esther. And both of those books kind of take place during this thing called the Exile. And what that basically is in 586 BC, the Babylonians, I'll move this way so there's more light, the Babylonians basically destroy Jerusalem, they destroy the temple, and they take the people of Judah into the Babylonian Empire. They lose their language. That's why in the Passion of Christ they speak Aramaic and not Hebrew. They lose their temple. They lose their own personal identity. They have this crisis. In fact, Psalm 137 says, "How can we sing the Lord's song in this strange land?" And that happened because they neglected social justice, that they presumed upon God. They thought that God would never take them away from their temple and from their land. And I do think sometimes, I think maybe that's something of what is happening to the church in our own age, but it's not just a cause to despair. One of the interesting things is within Exile, the church not only lost things, but the church gained things. The synagogue was created in exile. I don't know if you realize that, but worship before exile was concentrated on the home and the temple. In the exile, it was concentrated on the home. So dad would lead the worship. He was the priest. And it was concentrated on the synagogue. And by the time of Jesus, it's the home, the synagogue, and the temple. So there was innovation and there was creativity, and there was a new kind of expression. Books were written of the Bible. Songs were written in some of the kind of prophetic works, and also there was a great expectation of the coming of the Messiah and the building of his kingdom. And I think within this inverted commas exile, in which we are out of our churches, in which everything has been disrupted, I think it's a real time of creativity. I think it's a real time of innovation. I think books need to be written. I think songs need to be written. I think things like this, little vlogs, need to be kind of done. Videos need to be produced. I don't think we can leave this having not changed. I think if we did, we would be wasting the global pandemic. I think it's a great opportunity for the church and for individuals and for families. So don't waste this. Be using it as a time to innovate and to create. Also, we need to remember that the reason they went into exile is because they were presumptuous. They thought that God would never take them from their land and never take them from their building, that he would continue to bless them in spite of their sinfulness and their neglect of the poor and the foreigners. I think we too as a church need to be realistic in the fact that we have often neglected those who are needy within our midst. That the church has kind of neglected working class communities and working class estates and asylum seekers. The church has often been silent, and I think really this is an exciting time, and we should see it as so, and we should be asking the Lord to reveal to us his will during this whole coronavirus crisis thing. So God bless you guys. Have a fantastic day at work if you're working. If you're not, take care of yourself as well, and God bless you. Speak to you soon.